Now, we do want this page to look exactly like the others in terms of the style. So what we want to do here is set up the layout. I'm going to start off by making this a heading 1. And I do that down here in my properties. After I highlight it, I can change it to heading 1. And it now says it right here. You may also recall that in our other pages, we have 4 divs. We have one that is called the container that holds everything into place. We have the footer, which has the heading. It also has the navigation. And then we have the content div that has all the information, and then the footer at the bottom. So what I want to do, you guys know how to put code in here, but we also have the ability to use the tags, or sorry, the tools. And it's here in the Layout tab. And you'll see that you have Insert Div, Insert Fluid Grid, and Draw AP Div. I personally like the Draw AP Div, though others work just as well. And the reason I like to do this is because it lets me find a spot on the screen. Now, as I told you before, when we create our layout, typically we want to do all our divs first before we start putting in content, but we did things a little bit backwards on this. So I am going to select this, and notice here it is, and it automatically gave it the name AP Div 1. And if I look down here, this is the name AP Div 1. So I'm going to go ahead and call this container, and it's going to update it right there. Then just after that, remember that we have our footer. Okay, so here the container started right here, and this is the end one. Okay, so I am going to actually cut that. I selected the closing one, I cut, and I'm going to come down to the bottom, and just before the closing body tag, I'm going to paste it. That way everything is inside of it. You see that it automatically moved out here. I can scoot it over a little bit just so that we can see it. Okay, then I'm going to create another one. And I'm just simply going to draw, and I'm going to name it, I'm going to select it, and then I'm going to name it. This one's going to be header. Okay, now once I find the header, here's the header here. Remember, the header was the second thing that shows up. So I'm going to actually cut this whole thing and scroll up to the top where the body is. And you see this is the opening of the container. That's where I'm going to put the opening of the header. And then I'm going to cut the closing one, and I'm going to put it after the H1. Okay, and now see how that's moved over there. And that's okay that it doesn't look right now, because remember that we have to apply the style sheet in order to apply the styles to it. Right now there are styles right here which we'll get rid of soon. Okay, now we have what we want next is our content div. And I don't know if you noticed, but when we put in this flash file or the Swift file, it automatically put in a div right here. Although that doesn't have as much stuff as we need. Okay, so we're still going to have to put one in. So I'm gonna go ahead and go in my code right here, and then I'm going to draw another AP div, select it, call it content, and here's my AP div. Yours may be in a different place depending on where you click to draw it. And I'm going to scroll up right after the closing div, I'm going to paste the opening one, and then the closing one is going to come here right after that script file. The last one I have, I'm actually going to put the footer. I'm going to draw AP div. I'm going to call it footer. And there's actually nothing in the footer yet, which is okay. And I'm simply going to move that right here between the opening and closing, or sorry, the two closing ones. Okay, so that's the order that that is. All right, now remember that we have this style sheet. Over here we have a CSS styles panel. What I want to do is at the bottom of the CSS styles panel, you're probably going to see what looks like a little chain link. This is how we attach a style sheet. And since we already have a style sheet, we can simply attach it. So I'm going to click on it. I hit Browse. And I have to go to my folder. And I'm finding, whoops, my styles.css. And I click Open. It's going to link it. And I'm going to click OK. Now, it's not perfect yet, and the reason is because I still have all these things there. So I want to select this style in the greater than and less than symbol. And I guess I'd have to, I can't delete the whole thing. I'd have to go in and delete each style on its own. There we go. Or you could go in here inside the head, and you see right here is where it was. Okay, but it's empty now. All right, so now we have, I'm going to go ahead and save this, and I'm going to preview it in the browser. I have the same layout as I do the other pages, which is good because then it keeps everything consistent. Now, with this though, let's say that I looked at my pages. I'm going to go to one that's finished, the index, for example. And let's say I look at it and I go, you know, there's just something a little bit off. Instead of having this container div with that image in the background, maybe I just want a color. So if I find my container, look where I am, CSS styles, you may have to click on all and then find the hashtag container, and then here are all the properties for it. Same properties that are right here in what you typed. Okay? So if I come here and I say, okay, I no longer want this background image, I can hit the trash can, and then I can add background color. And the background color that I want is the same color that is my text. So I can click on that, and there it is. Okay? And now, look up here. Notice the asterisk. Remember, the asterisk means that a change has been made and it hasn't been saved. So I'm going to click on Save All. Oops. Oh, there it goes. And I can preview and click on all my pages, and every page has been updated by using my style sheet. So it makes it much easier and much more convenient. And if I look here at the pre-index that we'd created, same thing there.